The Local Show, sponsored by Victory in Motion, home of knee repair, not knee replacement, on News Radio 570 WSYR, on 106.9 FM, and live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. The Local Show features in-depth conversation with business owners, employees, and influential business leaders throughout Central New York, exploring their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in our growing community. The Local Show is produced locally by Zoe Advertising. Now your hosts, Tom and Steve.
You made your way back to The Local Show, and for that, we are very pleased. Steve needs friends, so
maybe they never left. Maybe they were here the whole time.
They could have been. Surprising that after hearing us for a little bit, they don't
They
leave.
still come back. So here's the deal, Tom. They're anticipating someone more interesting than us coming on.
Yeah.
And because we have Steve Landers, that's not necessarily true today, but...
Well, it's plumbing. Well, we're going to talk pipes and stuff like that. But first, what about your Steve Adulation line if people really want to get a hold of you?
Oh, you know, the Steve Adulation line. Send us a text. Oh, geez, Tom.
I got a page.
Here it is. I got it. I got it. 216-0273. You can call us and tell us how wonderful we are. But more importantly, if you need information on a guest, you're thinking about maybe you have a business and you're thinking about coming on the show or whatever, you can text us 216-0273. That would be the Steve Adulation line, Tommy.
And if they have a picture of their cat, because you love cats, so send a picture of the cat.
Boy, they are my least favorite animal. They're cute, and then if I have to breathe the air that they are near, I pretty much go into a coma.
That would drive my styes even worse than they are
cats
right
make
now.
me wheeze.
Steve Landers, how are you, buddy?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good, my friend. So you're a plumber, huh?
I am a plumber.
Somebody's got to do it.
So you must plumb during the week.
all week, every week. I'm a licensed master plumber.
Licensed master. That sounds like something right out of Star Wars, right?
So that's like there's like a sergeant and a master sergeant. So a licensed plumber is one level, and a master license is the next level?
So you're an apprentice, then a journeyman, then you get your master's.
Right.
Okay, so you skip right past the license.
You're not licensed, like when you're a regular plumber without a master's designation, you're not licensed. You don't.
So
have
you
got to
work for a licensed plumber.
Right, exactly.
So everybody that owns a plumbing company should have a plumbing license. Then everybody that works under them works under their license.
Is that the laws with cities, or is that just like a general rule, or is it just people just make it up? Why is that?
So here it's all of Onondaga County.
Okay.
And then various other cities have other rules across the state.
Okay, so if somebody is a handyman and say they're pretty
like
good
me,
at
Tom.
No, you're an anti-handyman. but someone who can actually do stuff and like remodel a kitchen or whatever, or lay carpet and all that stuff, and they come in and they put somebody's faucet in. They should they be putting that faucet in if they're in Oswego County or if they're in one of the outlying areas?
They can. If you're in Onondaga County, it should be a licensed plumber. It's tough sometimes. We're very busy, and there are guys that are doing a lot of work that aren't licensed plumbers. But if it's bigger stuff, the bigger it is, the more important it is. Your house is extremely valuable, and you should definitely take care of it.
You should do it, but they don't get shut down. They don't go to prison because they put a pipe in downstairs.
Well, there is fines and stuff like that can be levied on them. So it's like pulling permits for anything. You got to pull a permit for your electrical and your HVAC and just building in general. If you're adding a fence, there's paperwork for everything. And
yeah, I'm trying to bring the conversation around to let the general public know that they should have a licensed plumber.
Right.
They really shouldn't leave it to chance and leave somebody.
No. I mean, there's a reason. Sometimes there's a reason why the government does things. Well, I think this is legit. You want to have somebody that knows what they're doing.
I put in my own toilet because I had a toilet that just went haywire and then it started leaking and this and that. And I'm pretty handy, so I knew how to set the toilet. Should I have done that? I live in Cicero.
Well, as a homeowner, it's your right to work on your home.
Okay, so I couldn't do that,
and it leaves the liability on you. So if there's a problem, it's your fault.
Right, exactly.
So as a contractor, if you're doing that type of work, you should have a plumbing license and be insured for it.
Okay. So what does the plumbing? How do you get the plumbing license? That's what I want to know. What the criteria is to be a master plumber.
So you got to work for a master plumber for 5 years as an apprentice. Then you take a test to become a journeyman. And then you have to work as a journeyman for 5 years, and then you take a test for the masters.
Wow.
So it's a minimum of 10 years. There's a little bit of time in between to get tests scheduled, and then on average, you're going to fail the test maybe a couple times.
Oh, wow. So it's a tough test.
It's tough. The code book is pretty comprehensive. It's not just, installing faucets or toilets. It's high-rise buildings, restaurants, storm water, sanitary water, drinking water.
Oh, wow. So was winter rough on pipes? Did you get a lot of that? Oh, it froze, it didn't, it's thawing, or was that more roof driven?
That 1 week when we got all that snow all at once, we had a lot of roof leaks, and people call and they say, "Oh, my plumbing's leaking," and there's a couple of them that were roofs. There were a couple that were plumbing leaks, but we do get that crossover between roofs and plumbing.
Right. Is there like maintenance on plumbing, or do you just wait till it breaks and then call CNY Plumbing? I mean, is there things you should do? Tom's got a beautiful house up there in Cicero. Are there things that you should check as a homeowner, or is plumbing just plumbing, and when it breaks, you call somebody?
I mean, you can keep an eye out for leaks starting. The longer they go, the more damage it causes.
Yeah.
Water gets very destructive and very expensive. So if you see something dripping, call sooner than later. If you notice like the drains gurgling, the toilet's gurgling, when you flush the toilet, the shower makes noise, that kind of thing, give us a call. If you notice, the water heater has a wet spot around it, it's probably time to replace it. And at some point, it's going to let loose and flood the whole basement. But if you call today, then you save that.
So
that
water heaters are within your purview. You change out water heaters for people.
Yep. Yeah. So every water heater should be installed by a licensed plumber and have a permit pulled on it.
Great. Yeah.
So how often do people plan ahead, and how often do people go, "Hey, my basement's full of water. I think my water heater's toast"? I mean, is it most of the time the latter?
Most of the time the latter. There is some different water heaters available now, tankless water heaters. There's heat pump water heaters. So people are thinking ahead more to go to these different options that give you more hot water, that give you more efficient hot water. So we get some people planning like that, and then there is always the emergency. You walk downstairs and there's water all over the place, or you go to take a shower and it's cold.
Okay. And if someone was planning a construction project, like they were going to put a bathroom in or expand somewhere, when does the plumber show up? Like in the whole scheme of things, aren't you part of the plan? I mean, because somebody say, "Oh, I want to put it there," but you're saying that's too far from the thing or whatever. I mean, when do you come in to do that?
So usually we're the first person and the last person there. Because the plumbing's got to start, underneath everything else buried in the ground, and then you build the whole house. We put plumbing in the walls. You finish the whole house, paint the whole house, floors, carpets, tile, everything else, and then we come in and set the fixtures last. Mm-hmm. So we're there throughout the whole project. The sooner you think about plumbing, usually the better.
Is it worth having your pipes cleaned? Do you do that, or would you not even bother because you're a master?
Which pipes are you talking about?
Well, like you were talking about the toilets gurgling a little bit, or you hear the shower gurgling. I'm just wondering if a good clean out wouldn't be appropriate at this point.
So there's some customers we have in older homes, maybe the sewers have settled.
Yeah.
There's certain materials that deteriorate over time. And we'll go once a year and just, snake the drain, put the camera down it, and just, give them a visual check and tell them, all right, it's good for another year.
So when does the town do that, and when do you do that? Where's the line?
Well, he would be in the inside of the house.
Well, so the most of the front yards in Onondaga County, you're going to look around, you're going to see that little mushroom cap in the front yard. So from that point out, generally the town will come service, or the city, whoever, wherever you live. And then from that point in is your responsibility.
Gotcha.
Okay, so that's at Mom's house. It's in that mushroom is in the middle of the yard, in clay, which is 7,000 feet below sea level. So it's very you can get water coming back, but the town has come. But that's an interesting point. From the mushroom to the house, homeowner.
Right.
We painted ours to look like a ladybug.
Did you?
Yes. The ladybug is very common.
My daughter did a great job.
So much estrogen, Tom.
My daughter did it.
So Steve Landers, CNYPlumbing.com. When you need a plumber, here's a guy that's been in the business a long time. Family, passed down from your dad in the trades. That's not it. 753-1104. That's the phone number. Sound right? 753-1104. CNYPlumbing.com. Tom.